All right, and welcome back, everyone, to LSR. We are here at the Autodromo Nazionale de Monza Circuit for the Italian Grand Prix here in Milano, Italia, as we get ready for the LSR Group 2 race here in Season 1 of Lightning Speed Racing. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe to see more content. Like the video if you're enjoying the commentary so far, and let's get straight into the action. So first off, let's talk about where we are. Well, I did mention we're here at the Autodromo Nazionale de Monza Circuit, Monza for short. It's got 11 turns, which makes it the second shortest track in terms of turns on the Formula 1 calendar. A circuit length of 5.7 kilometers, that's 3.6 miles long, and 2 DRS zones to help encourage overtaking for around here. Those 2 DRS zones will prove important as this track is nicknamed the Temple of Speed because it is so quick, as there's so many places to make overtakes for around here, especially down into Turn 1 and Turn 8. So, with the track details aside, let's get into the Grand Prix. In the commentary box, it's myself, once again, Formula Jonah, and joining me in the commentary box is Charlie. Welcome to the comms box here today in LSR. Are you excited to get the racing underway?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much, Broom. Today, this could be an exciting race as we may see a switch of championship holder between a Red Bull. Ace and a 13 may take the championship lead here if he succeeds with his 26-point plus win. It may be an exciting race today.
Yes, it very much will be. I think it's going to be very entertaining. We are entering the penultimate round of the season. As you did mention, Ace Senna, if he grabs over 26 points today, he will take the lead of the championship from Elian Bayan, who is currently not here today. So Ace Senna, he might be able to do this. If he takes the lead of the championship, the fight will go on to Brazil. So this is going to be very interesting to see how this all works out as Monza proves to be a very entertaining Grand Prix. Also, guys, just want to say we have a full grid for today's race and a little bit of a different format. If you guys did watch this previous race in Spain, definitely go check out that one if you did not watch that race. It was truly incredible. But if you guys missed out on what I said in Spain, well, if you did watch what I said in Spain, I did mention that there's going to be a sprint race here in Italy, and to carry on with what I said in Spain, there is going to be a sprint race. So we're heading into 13 laps. First off, we're going to go into a one-shot qualifying, which sets up the grid for the 13 laps, which is the sprint race. Drivers will be able to score points from the top 5. So first we'll be able to score 6th and all the way down to 5th position, and then we head into the official 50% race where it's the normal format for point scoring. So, it looks like everyone's getting ready to start the Grand Prix. We're just seeing a few check marks going next to people's names, and we're waiting for the admins to give the call to ready up and get this race underway. So, as we head into the Italian Grand Prix, what's your predictions for all these drivers?
I can see maybe a bit of a different switch up between this race, being as an introduction of the sprint qualifying. Maybe a bit different top 10, as the sprint qualifying as Italy is a very high overtaking track between turn 1 and later corners. I can see a very switch up of the from the sprint racing going into the 50%.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. You know, I think there's a lot of excitement coming into this race. A lot of great things are going to be happening as we enter this exciting new race, the sprint qualifying. It's our third different sprint qualifying. We had the first one in Portugal for round 2, the second one in Bahrain for round 5, and now we are here in round 9 at the Italian Grand Prix for the third sprint race. So what can we talk about? Do you have any things that we should talk about before we get into this?
I mean, I'm looking at the chat right now, and I'm seeing Breakfast King and Husky saying that they could have won the championship if they didn't miss the first 5 races.
Well, you know, they weren't there for the first couple of races, so maybe they could have, you know. Maybe that just shows what they could possibly do in next season. Maybe they return to Group 2 as full-time drivers for the entire season, and they might be challenging for the title. Next season is going to be truly incredible. It's going to be a really, really fun championship.
Yeah, it's going to turn out to be. I mean, with this league, the amount of population that we have going from F1 and different games such as Gran Turismo, and maybe the introduction of the GT7 league would be absolutely amazing. The community is just being expanding constantly, so I don't see why we won't have full grids for every race.
Yeah, I mean, this is a great to see. a full grid in today's Grand Prix as we head into the one-shot qualifying, especially at a track like this where we're going to get a lot of overtaking, all that sort of thing as we head into the Italian Grand Prix. A little cloudy out there. We might get a few clouds come in, maybe some rain. Is that a possibility?
I mean, Italy's on the South Hemisphere, so it's more notorious to be sunny, but you never know. It's one of those tracks that could have a bit of rain occasionally, a bit like Abu Dhabi. Normally it's not very intermediate conditions, but when it does rain, it rains heavily with a lot of puddles, and it could cause the drivers to aquaplane and causing a lot of different grid orders, so maybe it'll be an exciting race if so.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. It's going to be very exciting to see what these drivers can do on track, and if the rain does come into play later on, we will find out. Who should we take an onboard with? Who do you think is flying out there?
I'm going to take an onboard with Senna just to see what he can do on his first lap, or the only lap that he's actually going to get to set.
All right, sounds good. Let's go over to Ace Senna in the Red Bull.
Ooh, so Ace Senna taking the medium option, which may cause him a little bit slower going into Sector 2, which he's going into now. Coming up to the first Lesmos, bit of an overspeed going out that corner. However, he's holding on to a solid P3 position, now dropping down to P4 as he goes towards the second Lesmo and the final DRS section of this track. He's going to activate the DRS going into Sector 3 in third place in what looks to be a lovely Red Bull livery. Clips the curve perfectly for Ascari. They're taking the second Ascari corner perfectly as well, and maximising the track length on the exit as well. Dropping down to P6 though. Could be the traction there from the exit of those medium tyres, not exactly in their prime at the moment. As he gets a good exit and very solid lap from Ace Senna to get him into a respectable P6.
Good lap from the Red Bull driver, and his teammate lines up in P7 right behind him, with Breakfast Team taking pole position as we head into the sprint race. Electric Envy in P2, with Mix Mango on the medium compound tires for Scuderia Ferrari qualifying third. A very exciting grid as we head into the sprint race.
Yes, it turns out to be a very interesting sprint race to see if Ace Senna can actually bring this back to stay on top of the grid for the full race. But again, we'll never know. Whereas Mix Mango in the Ferrari taking the top spot of the medium compound tyre and being in that third grid spot, meaning he'll get an excellent slipstream down the way all the way to turn 1 from that AlphaTauri car. So who knows who'll take the lead out of the first corner.
Yeah, the first corner can always be difficult. I think we've seen a few crashes in like 5-lap lobbies and all that sort of thing, but I think these drivers know how to race respectively. We've seen that in previous races, so that's been great to see as well. Also got to say, great lap from Beast in P5 on the soft compound tires. This is his second race in the league, and already he's in the top 5 in this one-shot qualifying, so good lap from him. But great lap from the driver that starts on pole position. For the sprint race, it's Breakfast King as he starts from P1. The question will be, can he hold it as he heads into turn 2 and the rest of the lap?
I can see any possibility or anyone leading really from the top 5 going into turn 1, depending on the start from the leader. It is a fairly long straight, taking up half of that back straight, I would say. So it can turn, switch, it can go any different way. And we'll see a lot of drivers, I think, from the back of the grid absolutely sending it up the inside of further cars and maybe having to use the runoff area.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I mean, that runoff area that's right there is available for the drivers. They can go off the track if they need to. It is a possibility for that. So we'll see how that works out. But we're heading into the Grand Prix now. 20 different drivers here at the Italian Grand Prix. Do you want to do the rundown of the grid, or would you like me to do it?
I'll do it. So in first, for the pole sitter of this sprint race at Monza, is Breakfast King 2 in the AlphaTauri, followed by Electric Envy 1 in the Aston Martin, then Mix Mango in the Ferrari, then Big Baguette, Alex Beast, Ace Senna, who could lead the championship by the end of this race, Not Sir Vapor, his teammate, Worry Child 777, Robin FR, Dan Sillers 07, followed by another Ferrari, which is JCK, then Venzinski, the highest alpha male in the grid, Then, followed by Electric Envy's teammate, Bet Fedora in P13, Flea in the McLaren in P14, Husky, Optics, Yuki, Luke 2, Yek, I don't know how you pronounce that, sorry mate, and Santo.
Well, a very exciting grid as we head into the Grand Prix. Thank you so much for doing the rundown of the grid, Charlie. So now we head into the Grand Prix. A lot of drivers out there on the grid with different sets of compound tires as well. Mixed Mango and Big Baguette on the medium. Same with our championship contender, Ace Senna. Remember, he needs to score 26 points today if he's going to take the lead of the championship off of Ellie and Bayern. The championship will go on to Brazil if things go all correct for the Red Bull driver. Also curious to see what JCK can do down in P11. Race winner in LSR from Bahrain and Canada, if I'm not mistaken. He won round 6 and round 5. Breakfast King and Electric Envy both have wins as well in the league. Breakfast King winning the British Grand Prix and Electric Envy winning the Portuguese Grand Prix in round 2. But yeah, very exciting grid. We're ready to get the racing underway. The formation lap is about to go as we are waiting for those 5 red lights out before we get into the Grand Prix here in Italy. All right, I think we're ready to go. So the 5 red lights are about to go out for the Italian Grand Prix here at the sprint qualifying here in Italy. And it's lights out, and away we go for racing here today. A great start for the front 2. Really good start for Electric Envy, who leads down into turn 1. The Ferrari of Mixed Mangoes trying to go down the inside of Breakfast King as well. There's a Haas, a little bit of contact there at the few drivers. Oh, the Ferrari goes a little bit wide as it looks like a car off the track. That's Flea in the McLaren off of the escape road, but a pretty good start for everyone. No crashes so far as Electric Envy leads the Grand Prix.
Yeah, that was an excellent start from McLaren on that medium compound tyre. Switch them on instantly, clearly in the formation lap. And it's been a lot of position change at the start. I've seen the McLaren going off the straight road. I think that was Flea, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, Breakfast King and Beast off the track. No, the drivers that were sitting in 2nd and 3rd are now down to 17th. And I think that AlphaTauri's down to P18. Really bad start for the 2 drivers there.
Nah, I think that was Alexis' fault. I think I saw him go down the inside at the first Lesmos. That's not a place where you can specifically overtake unless you're alongside going into the corner. So we might have to look at the FIA will probably look at that and hand out penalties where they need to be. But Breakfast King clearly has a missing end plate on his right side, so may need to pit to get off that and maybe a switch of strategy from hard compound tyres or maybe you can stick out.
No way, Ace Senna's just gone off the track. The championship contender is down to P9 now. Something happened to the Red Bull driver. Sorry to interrupt you there, but he's down to P9. And unfortunately, he's off the track as we have Monza Vapor and Word Cloud side by side. Word Cloud ahead, though. But unfortunate to see Breakfast King having that wing damage, as you did mention. He's going to have to pit. And that might be his sprint race over.
Yeah, Ace are not taking that awkward line there. Obviously taking going wide off Parabolica. In P10 now, he lost a position to, I think that was Optics on that first going into first corner. Maybe a little bit unsettled from his exit, and obviously has lost a lot of positions in those medium tyres.
Super unfortunate, but that's okay. We move on. They'll come back stronger later on. As Ace Senna trying to make his way through the field after that awkward thing that happened at Parabolica. He's down in P10. Maybe those mediums just didn't work out at the start. Maybe he had cold tires, and now he's starting to warm up with those medium compound tires. But yeah, further up the grid, Electric Envy's got a 1.4 second gap to Mixed Mango. A pretty good start for Electric Envy.
Yep, and we are seeing a battle now for P5. This is Not So Vapor versus Danny Stiller. And they're going to take it down all the way to the back straight. Both of them on the soft compound tyres. There's going to be no tyre advantage. Here they come to the back straight. Danny Stiller using the slipstream advantage very well to pull out in front of Vapor. Now he's going to go around the outside Vapor into turn 1, which is a very awkward place. Exactly what we saw Max Verstappen do to Lewis Hamilton. They actually cause impact with each other, causing both the DNF. But exactly the way that it should have been. The Red Bull and the Mercedes stay clear of each other, and Vapor makes a brilliant move around the outside going into turn 1.
Danny's going to try and come back. He's not going to make the move, and JCK started to join the party as well. But you mentioned Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen, how that had that contact. It's quite interesting to see that it's a Red Bull and Mercedes side-by-side through that section, but this time it worked out for the both of them. As Big Baguette and Worried Cloud swap positions, the Mercedes are moving up the table right now. Worried Cloud into P3 and Danny up to P6.
Yeah, again, this sprint race can cause anyone to go anywhere. All the drivers are going to go at it for these 13 laps, and it's going to be everything on the line. So when we start going to these 50% race, we're going to see a lot of safer driving and maybe a lot more cautiousness.
Yeah, it seems to be the case. As drivers want to make sure that they have all the energy they can for the official 50% race, which is coming up soon. But Big Baguette's got damage. I think he must have had some contact with the wall or something like that. He's coming into the pit lane, unfortunately, and he's going to move down the table.
Yeah, and here we have Danny going back on the offensive against Viper, going down the inside, going into turn 1. Again, Vapor on the outside, slowing right down into second gear, going into the second part of the chicane. As JCK gets a brilliant exit on those medium compound tyres, and now has a run on Vapor. And is he going to go down the outside, inside? Where is he going to go? Chooses the inside. Are we going to see a free abreast between these three drivers in the Mercedes, Ferrari, and Red Bull? No, but JCK decides to the inside line, blocking off Danny Stiller in behind as they go down to the first open.
This is brilliant racing right here. Not Sir Vapor, JCK, Danny, and Robin. 4 different drivers in the hunt for 4th position right now, and they kept it clean. They kept it clean through a very difficult part of the track, and that was absolutely beautiful to see. But JCK has got the DRS. He's going to try and risk a move into Ascari. You don't see a lot of moves at this particular section, but JCK is going to go for it. Round the outside goes the Ferrari in his home Grand Prix for the Ferrari team, of course. And JCK in the wall! No! He spun off! He spun off. That was instant. That was so fast. He was going so well, and then instant spin in the wall. JCK has got major wing damage. It was going all so well for the Ferrari driver, and now he's going to have to pit in Ferrari's home Grand Prix, and this is not good for the Ferrari driver.
Yeah, I think he just got too ahead of himself when he made that excellent move past the driver, and he just got too excited on that second part of the Ascari. And he just spun it. He got too much curb and went off to the right of that second.
Oh dear, that's incredibly unfortunate, but it is the way it goes.
Here, the championship lead, potential championship leader, Asen has pitted now. That's very early for a medium, so he may have had damage. He's gone onto the soft compound tyres.
I wonder if that's why he was struggling a little bit, because he was struggling to keep up with the rest of the field. Yeah, it seems like that was the case. As looks like Fedora has just spun off. Asana will get ahead there. Oh, Santo in the wall at turn 5. That is the McLaren driver off the track. And what happened there? It looks like also Robin off the track as well, proving that this track is a very difficult track to manage, especially in the first sector.
Yeah, it's one of the tracks where you have to be on the limit at all times. And although the barriers aren't as close as Monaco, I would fairly compare it to Monaco from the well, not the highest speeds, but the high speed corners that you take on Monaco and these high speed corners that you take on this track. You have to be extremely focused going to the edge and making the maximum use of the track as possible. Otherwise, you'll just do exactly what JCK did and spin off.
Yeah, that's how it is. You know, this track, it's a very amazing track, but I think one thing that I forget all the time, and a lot of people actually forget, is how difficult this track is. As there goes Optics down the inside. That was a little late. I think he messed up his braking point, and unfortunately, Danny has to kind of suffer from what happened with Optics. He sent it on the Mercedes driver. I think that was a mistake with the braking, though.
Yeah, it did look like it. Optics did take a very late braking zone going for the move, but who knows, he may be able to get the position back. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see. The battle will continue on between those two drivers and not Sir Vapor as well. Meanwhile, Mix Mango is going for the move for P1 down to Scary. We go. Electric Envy is going to move down to second because Mix Mango is going to get ahead. The Electric Envy comes back, goes a little wide. There's going to be contact. Yes, there is contact. And Electric Envy is wide. I think he should have backed off there, and unfortunately, he has spun off, and it's going to be down to around P6 or so.
Yeah, I don't know what Electric Envy was trying to do, sticking it around the outside at Ascari at such one of the highest speed corners on this track. I don't know what he expected, especially when he knows it's for the lead of the race, and Mango's going to put everything on the line for this sprint race.
Very interesting. So it looks like Optics, another mistake on the braking there. He comes in the pit lane, gets ahead of Danny. I think that might be a penalty for the Alfa Romeo though later on, as it looks like he messed up his braking point and did get ahead of Danny at the same time.
Yeah, that did look like a bit of a speed into the pit lane, but who knows, the FIA or the race director at the moment is saying no penalty for Optics, so yeah, that did look a bit of a very late move into the pit lane from both drivers.
Yes, unfortunate to see that, but that's quite all right. They'll move on. I wonder if the stewards will look into that a little bit later. Optics off the track now. Looks like his car was ghosted back there. But yes, a few drivers did come into the pit lane. Mix Mango comes out in P5. Worry Cloud on the mediums in P6. Ace Senna has now catched up and is back into contention for the top 5 in today's sprint race. Once everyone else does pit, the top 4 most likely going to pit very soon. The two Haas's and Electric Envy and Not Sir Vapor, who's currently leading the Grand Prix. We head into pretty much the halfway mark of the season, or the halfway mark of the race.
Yeah, I mean, Mix Mango, unexpected. Again, he's made his pit stop already, and he's only 4.5 seconds behind Alex. I think my money's on Mango for this race. I think he's going to be winning.
I agree. I think Mix Mango's got this one. I mean, he's doing a really good job. It would be great to see Ferrari win the sprint race, especially here in Italy. But I think he's got the pace to do it. He's currently in P4. He's probably going to overtake Electric Envy once Envy does pit. Not the Vapor and the two Haas's are into the pit lane as well. It looks like they'll come out right behind a Senna. So the Red Bulls now join each other on track in P4 and P5.
Yeah, and this is where we'll see if the Red Bull cars are actually communicating or not, to see if Vapor can just hold up as many cars as they can to A Senna, because his tyres will start to die off towards the end of the race, and anyone below him up to P8 to Optics, their tyres will just get faster and faster as this race goes on. So maybe Vapor will just hold it back and do a Sergio Perez for his Max Verstappen.
I think that's a possibility. I mean, I talked to the Red Bull drivers a while ago, and I think they work really well as teammates. They know that that they want to get the best for the team. Currently, Ace Senna is in that battle for the championship. Vapor knows that. I think Ace Senna is the driver that Red Bull want to keep ahead right now, to get the max points to be able to win the championship. And of course, Nasser Vapor wants the points as well, to get Red Bull up there and fighting for top 3 in the championship, as well as Red Bull are very close to getting 3rd or higher in the Constructors' Championship as we head into Italy. But we'll see how this all works out. But Electric Envy now comes into the pit lane. He's the last of the drivers, I think, to come into the pits. Mix Mango will take over as race leader once again as he sets the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah, Mix Mango looking in a very comfortable position at the moment, but again, Ace Senna, look, he's in the DRS of Worry Cloud. He's going to make an overtake. These soft compound tyres are still in their prime. If he can hold this out for 4 more laps, he's looking in a very good position to take the championship lead on this 50% race.
Yeah, this would be perfect for Ace Senna. I mean, currently Mix Mango most likely is going to win this one, but if Ace Senna can hold on for 2nd place, this would be absolutely perfect for him, like you mentioned, to win this championship as we head into the 50% race. So we'll see what happens. I mean, if he scores 2nd place, he'll get 4 points. That will be very good for him, and that will put him up into, I think, with 91 points to his name. I'll have to do the math in a bit. But yeah, that'll edge him very close to Ellie and By. Oh, I sent it in the wall! No! I can't believe it! That's it! That's it! I can't believe what's just happened! The championship contender, we were just talking about him! He's in the wall. At turn 6, full course safety car deployed. On the final few laps of the race, A Senna is out and will start P19 in the Grand Prix. I cannot believe what's just happened.
I think it's the commentator's curse.
It totally is. I can't believe that. Oh no. Oh no. This is horrible for the Red Bull driver. It was going all so well. And then that corner, turn 6, the second Lesmo. It spun him off and into the wall. A Senna out of the race. It was going all so well.
He's going into the pit. Why is Mango gone into the pit?
I've no idea. He's coming to the pit lane, come out in P7 on soft compound tires.
This is going to be interesting because we're only going to have maybe 1 or 2 laps of racing. So Worry Cloud and Vapor are in a very good position at the moment.
Yeah, this is great to see Worry Cloud and Not Sir Vapor up there. Worry Cloud was in contention for the championship, has currently 3 podiums to his name in LSR, and is looking really good to take the win and dramatic end to the sprint qualifying here. Also, another driver up there is Yuki in the Haas, the new driver. He literally just joined the server a few hours ago, if I'm not mistaken, is up to P3. So great to see him up there as well. That's Electric Envy into P4. Mercedes are looking to score some decent points as well, as both their drivers are in the top 5. But major stuff has happened because they sent a crashed out. The safety cars come out, and Mix Mango has now pit and come on P6.
Yeah, I don't know why Mango pitted. I think he only pitted recently, so there was no need to pit again. No soft time. I think there's a 4-lap window that sort of those soft compound tires are where they're in their prime. And especially when all those runners in front of him are on medium tyres, I think that was a bit of an unexpected pit stop. Maybe he had an end plate missing or something like that.
Yeah, it seems that was the case. And I guess we just kind of have to move on. Nothing we can really do about it. And just witness what happens. It was there. Is it possible that Mix Mango could come back, though? He's still P6. He's on the fresh soft compound tires. He's going to have around 2 laps to make an overtake on the rest of the field. Is it possible for around here in Monza to overtake 5 different cars to get up, or maybe at least to just get him up into the top 3? What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it can happen, being as the drivers in front will also want to go for the moves in front. And I'm just looking at the race director right now, and it shows that he didn't have a front wing change. So he has pitted for new fresh tyres, hoping he can make the overtakes.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. This is going to be very interesting. This is going to be a really interesting end to the sprint race. We are only into the sprint race, viewers, and we haven't even got to the exciting 50% race, which is coming up next. It's just showing how incredible the racing is here. And yeah, we'll definitely continue this on and see what happens. But I am curious to see if Mix Mango is able to get up there. He has to overtake Danny. We know Danny's a very good defender. He's going to fight Mix Mango for that point, especially since it is in the points positions. Electric Envy wants some good points to keep ahead of Worry Cloud and JCK in the championship to claim 3rd in the Drivers' Championship. So he wants some good points as well. The defense is going to be pretty incredible. We'll see what happens here. It is going to be a very, very interesting end to the race.
Yeah, I was saying the whole front of the field brake very harshly there. And I don't know if Mango's going to be able to get those position backs or not. I don't think he is.
Yeah, I think that's the case. I think he's not going to be able to. And he's down to P8. Something's going on there, I think. Not exactly sure, but Worry Cloud's going to go quite early, I think. No, he's backing up the field a little bit more. Let's see where he goes. He's going to have to go on the straight because safety car's not in the pit lane yet. Now it is. And now he goes. He does go now as the Mercedes will go. Ooh, a lot of cars off the track there, but it's clean racing. Good, good. But we move on. Not Sir Vapor getting the toe off of Worry Cloud. Is he going to try and risk it and try and go around the outside? Oh, a little late on the brakes. A little tap on the back of the Mercedes car. Yuki right there as well. Yuki in the Haas trying to go around the outside of the Red Bull. It doesn't work out as that's an Alfa Romeo. I think Vincenzi off in the curb there. But a lot of stuff happening right now. Mix Mango down to 7th position. He's going to have to try and re-overtake Danny. And Big Baguette is also up there as well as Yuki and Not Sir Vapor make contact. Oh no! They're down. They're down the order. They're down the order, and they've made contact, and they're in the wall. That was crazy. What just happened there at the exit of turn 4?
Yeah, this is looking like a not so good race for Red Bull. With both of their drivers are now outside the points, obviously with the potential championship leader being out of the race, which is more key than not so Vapor. But actually, as I say that, Vapor goes up all the way up to P10 as JCK retires.
Oh no, I wonder if there's contact with Breakfast Keenan himself. They both, JCK out of the race, and Breakfast Keenan's got no wing on his car.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of collisions going into that, on that safety car. But,
yeah, a lot of things happened there.
Yeah, all the drivers up front seems to be okay, as Big Baguette makes a move on Electric Envy, going up to P2 on those eight lapped old tyres. That is an excellent stint from him. We'll see if Electric Envy has any response going into turn 1, as that was a very weird brake zone that Baguette's taken. And that is Mixed Mango going wide at turn 1 out of the first chicane, giving Luke to Red in the Williams a great run through onto him going into the second chicane of this track. Luke to Red on those 6 lap old softs, which are 4 laps older than Mango's. We'll see if he can make some move, but no, the Hash driver makes an excellent move on the Williams car. Alex makes a brilliant move straight into that. I think that's turn 4?
I do believe so, yeah. Yeah, good move from Beast. That was a very good move from Alexis Beast in the Haas up to P6. Luke Red going to have to come back. He needs the points for Williams if Williams are going to win this championship. He is the only Williams driver today. Actually, Robin's there as well, but Robin is reserving for Williams.
Yeah, and Robin has had a very consistent race. I haven't seen him do anything major so far.
Big Baguette is just overtaking Worry Cloud on the final lap of the race, on the final corner, and Big Baguette is going to do it. He's going to do it. And actually, there was a penalty. Was there a penalty? Oh, there was.
There was a penalty. Let me just check what that is for. So we have Baguette.
Yeah, but he got that penalty, and unfortunately he's going to be down to P7, which means that it is a Mercedes 1-2 in the sprint qualifying. Worry Cloud will start on pole with his teammate Danny in P2. It is a Mercedes front row lockout here in Monza, and that is quite surprising with Electric Envy in P3 as we end off a very chaotic end to the sprint race here today. So much happened, a lot of overtaking, a lot of drama as well for certain drivers. But now we move into the 50% race, which should be absolutely incredible to witness.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great drive from both Mercedes drivers, and the Aston Martin actually getting in P3 from, I think that's Envy. An excellent race of that sprint qualifying. So yeah, I think it's still anyone's race. And maybe Senna can put in an amazing recovery drive all the way down from the lower end of the grid.
Well, we'll see what happens. You know, it's going to be very, very interesting. Yeah, we'll see what happens. It's going to be incredible. All right, so that's the results for the Italian Grand Prix. Worry Cloud takes pole position for the race with Danny in P2 and Electric Envy in P3 for Aston Martin. Congrats to all 3 drivers. Mixed Mango did recover to 4th position. And then we have, he also took the fastest lap as well with Beast in P5.
Yeah, I mean, Robin making up, 1 place in that race for Williams, and Luke Red making up, 12 places. That is an excellent sprint qualifying for Luke. I have to admit, I think that would be my driver of the day for this. Either him or Danny.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see how this all works out. The sprint qualifying would be very, very interesting to see what happens. You know, the race we're coming into, it's going to be absolutely incredible. So we'll see how it all works out. Also, to anyone that's in the Discord that's trying to contact me, right now I cannot respond because currently I'm commentating, so it's quite hard to do both. So I'll respond to all your messages afterwards. So now we head into the Grand Prix. We're getting ready for the race. Worry Cloud is readying up, but don't ready up anyone. We're waiting for Not Sir Vapor to set the grid. The results, of course, of the race for the 13-lap race, we're waiting for Not Sir Vapor to set the grid from those results, and then they'll be going into the 50% race. So what you need to know is just wait for about 10 minutes or so, and then we'll get the racing underway. All right, so real quickly before we get into this race, I just want to say, guys, thank you so much for joining the live stream. We've seen a lot of viewers that have joined, a lot of comments that come in as well. We are trying to read those comments and respond to those as fast as possible, so we will do that very soon. Actually, there is a comment I will respond to. Do we get points from the sprint? Yes, you do get points from the sprint. The top 5 do get points. And we also have another comment that's come in. A Senna last to first easily. Ooh, that's gonna be interesting. We'll see how that works out. Looks like Breakfast King is also in the chat, and it looks like he's talking about what happened to him at the very start. I feel for you, man. I know that was very difficult. And hopefully you recover in the Grand Prix. If you have any incidents or anything like that, definitely report those to the stewards so they can take a look at that. But yeah, hopefully these drivers that weren't able to get the best result in the race will be able to come back in the 50% race and be able to score some really good points. So we'll see how that all works out. It's going to be a very entertaining Grand Prix. So do you have any thoughts, Charlie, before we head into the race?
Yeah, I'm going to throw a bit of a wild card out there, but I can see Robin getting a very good result here in the Williams from that excellent sprint race that he just had, going from P16 or P18 all the way to P6. Making up 12 positions with all that havoc around, I think that was a very good race from him.
Yeah, that was a really good race from him. He did do an incredible job. Gotta agree with you on that one. Now it's all into the 50% race and see if anything can happen then. We'll see how that works out. But yeah, it's gonna be very entertaining.
I think we'll see a few different split strategies as well around this track. Maybe a hard to soft, or maybe a two-stop from a medium soft or a soft medium. There's a lot of split strategies that can go around on this track.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. The tire strategy, that is something that's going to be very interesting. Soft, medium, hard. What will these drivers do? Of course, if you guys are wondering about the tire strategy, anyone can pick whatever tire they choose. That's kind of how that works out. But yeah, I agree with you. I think we're going to see like a split in strategy. And we'll see drivers kind of risking things. Before the race got underway, a few people said they were going to start on the hards, which is very, very different to what I was thinking they would do. Like maybe I thought they were going to go like maybe softs or maybe medium, something like that. But hards, I don't know. What do you think about that?
I think it could play off for some of the people at the back, such as Senna. I think if Senna and JTK both start on the hard compound tyres, we'll be seeing an excellent battle between them two later on in the race when the first right pit, when the pit window opens for those soft or medium compound runner tyres. But I think if he starts on the hards, you can do a solid 20 laps on those hard compound tyres. Get onto the soft, you'll be the fastest driver on the circuit by so much. So I think Senna, that would be a strategy for him.
I think that would be good. And especially after what happened to him, he needs to get a good result in today's race if he's going to keep that championship hopes alive as we head into the final race in Brazil. It will be very interesting. But another thing I want to talk about is drivers going from towards the back of the grid to the front of the grid. To all those drivers, what would you say is the best strategy? Would you try and keep it calm, or to try and go for as many moves as possible?
I mean, we have Husky on 213 in the chat saying harder and no go, to be honest. They may be at the start of the race, but trust me, when they wear in and they get to about 15% tyre wear, hard will be a lot faster than the soft compound tyre will be.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see. I definitely agree with you. I think the hards towards the later stages in the Grand Prix will be better than the start, of course. They'll be a little difficult off the line, especially at a track like this where the softs are the fastest tires, since it is a very quick track, of course, as it is called. The Temple of Speed, Monza is. But yeah, we'll see how this works out. It's going to be very interesting to see what these drivers can do out on track, the mix and strategies, the overtaking, and how much they're going to be able to risk, because we're heading into the final 2 rounds of the season. They're all having these mini championships between the Drivers' Championship and also for the Teams' Championship as well. We got the Constructors' Championship going down as well. Williams are very close to clinching the Constructors' Championship. And then, of course, we got that epic Drivers' Championship between Elian Bine and A. Senna. A. Senna needs to score 26 points because if he scores 26 points, he'll be level on points with Elian Bine heading into the final race at Brazil. We'll get a Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen type of situation from Saudi Arabia to Abu Dhabi, since they were both equal on points, and that will be truly incredible.
Yeah, I think I can't see Senna getting the fastest lap here, because I think there's going to be a bit of a stitch up between some drivers, but maybe he can do it. But if he gets the win, I think that'd be a very good result for him.
Yeah, he needs the win. That's what it needs to be. That is critical for him in today's race. He needs to win this Grand Prix to be having a really chance of taking Elian Bine, of winning that, and being able to clinch the championship. It's going to be a big ask, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. So we're heading into the race now. It looks like everyone's readying up. We're just getting that announcement to come into the race, to ready up and all that sort of thing. Also, another thing I wanted to mention is we've just reached 50 comments on this live stream, so thank you very much, guys. Keep up the comments. That would be very much appreciated. If you are new to LSR, subscribe to the channel, like the video if you're enjoying the commentary, and also if you want to join LSR, you can join through our Discord server. After this live stream is published, there's going to be a link down in the description, so everyone watching the replay right now, go down in the description, join the Discord if you have not already, so you can be a part of the racing. We need racers, we need commentators, and if you just want to be part of our community as well, we would very much appreciate that as well. Another thing I want to mention, as we have a brilliant race here in Group 2, we also have Group 1 as well. And currently, there's a championship fight in that, as the two leaders in the championship are separated by 1 point. Yes, 1 point in that championship. So definitely go check out the Group 1 stream, which will be coming out the same exact time as Group 2, just tomorrow on Sunday. So go check that out tomorrow. So now we're heading into the Group 2 race. The formation lap is about to begin. And I guess before we get into this race, what should we talk about?
I think, why has Robin gone down to P19 for a start? I think that's one thing that we need to talk about.
Oh, that is because I think it's... So at the very start of today, there was a thing that happened that we said that all Group 1 drivers, since they're it's the quicker division, have to start at the back of the grid for the final 2 remaining races due to championship-wise. I forgot that we set that in place. That's why he's down in P19, I think. I'm not sure about Yuki as well. I don't remember him starting P20. I wonder if that was because of maybe he's a new driver. I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, it's a little unfortunate, of course, that we have to do that. But trust us, guys. It's what we need to do to make sure that the championship stays alive. It's just kind of how it is. So we move on.
Yeah, that makes sense. But if we're saying about the championship, then we're putting all the Tier 1 drivers closer to A. Senna, which could actually be a lot worse than beneficial.
Yeah, correct. That is something that is unfortunate. That, of course, after that spin, that did put him down into where the Group 1 reserve. I think there's 2 reserve drivers today where those drivers are. So that's going to be a little difficult. But yeah, A. Senna will start down in P17 on the medium compound tires. That's going to be interesting to see how that all works out. I'm going to quickly do the rundown of the grid before we get into the race. And then I guess I'll let you take the lights out before we get into the race. So, Rory Cloud starts on pole position. P1, and he's got his teammate Danny in P2 with a Mercedes front row lockout for the Italian Grand Prix. Electric Envy starts P3 with Mix Mango on the medium compounds tires starting in 4th. Beast starts 5th, a very good position for him, with Luke to Red starting 6th for Williams. Williams needs some good points in today's race if they're going to be able to win the Constructors' Championship. Big Baguette starts P7 with Not Sir Vapor in P8, and then it's an all Alfa Romeo, 5th row of the grid, Optics ahead of Vincenski, and then we got Fedora, Husky, Santo, Breakfast King, JCK, Flea, Asena, Yuck, and then Robin and Yuki rounding off the grid for Williams and Haas, respectively.
Yeah, I think this would be a very exciting 27-lap race of the the final driver, Yuki, lining up on the back of the grid, making everyone's tyres go cold except his. Lovely to see.
And it looks like he's there now, so I guess we're ready to get the racing underway. All right, I'll let you take over the 5 red lights.
Okay, cool thing. Right, so the 5 red lights are up. Will be interesting to see who gets better start out of the 2 Mercedes. And it is lights out, and away we go for the Italian Grand Prix, 50%. Warwick Cloud gets an excellent start, so he draws alongside his teammate of Danny Stiller, with Envy getting into the slipstream as... Who is that? Danny Stiller goes down the inside, but Warwick Cloud hangs it around the outside, and Electric Envy just tucks in behind the slipstream whilst he has the Ferrari actually on top of him from my screen. And Mix Mango gets an excellent start, going alongside P2 with Danny Stiller tucking into the slipstream, going into turn 4 into the chicane. Is he going to send it? Yes, he is on the soft compound tire runner. He catches the curb and tags the back wheel of Danny Stiller and spins around going into turn 4.
Unfortunate for Mix Mango, down to P20 now. Did you mention that he clipped the curb and then just spun off? Is that what happened?
Yeah, so turn 4 now, especially in this game, 2021, the curb is so unforgiving. If you clip too much of that curb, there's a slight bump that launches the front end of your car up in the air, and that is unfortunately what happened to Mango, and it spun him around as he landed, clipping the rear left of Danny Stiller's.
Unfortunate to see that for the Ferrari driver. Hopefully he'll come back stronger in the remaining laps of the Grand Prix, as Electric Envy is going around the outside of Danny. Mercedes trying to keep that 1-2, but can they keep it? As Electric Envy is going to try and go around the outside, but he cannot. But he's actually going to come back at Danny, as Worry Cloud has a 2-second gap to his teammate. And Electric Envy is now going to soar past the Mercedes driver. Beast trying to get in the action as well, as he's currently 4th place on the medium compound tires. Electric Envy will get ahead of Danny. Oh, and that's a Haas of Beast going a little bit wide, and there's contact as the Mercedes is off the track as well. Looks like Beast just hit the back of Electric Envy, which sent him across the track.
Yeah, I think that's a bit of a harsh penalty for Electric Envy. I think he should maybe drop a few tenths back in towards Alex, but I think 5 seconds is too much there, because given him 5 seconds, you're dropping down to the likes of Benchinsky in P7. That's too far for a drop. I think around a 1 second or maybe 8 tenths, I think that would be around that the right time, being as the gap of going onto the second lap between P2 and P1 was around 2 seconds.
Very interesting. Yeah, I wonder if that penalty is going to get removed for Electric Envy. Unfortunately, he's going to have to serve it. I don't know if the stewards will want to remove the time lost. Oh, that's the Haas of Yuki sending it, and that was way too late from the Haas driver. Unfortunately, Vincenski spun around because of that, and that was really too late from Yuki as he went too deep. I think he must have misjudged his braking point there.
Yeah, now we have the 2 Tier 1 drivers. Oh no! The 2 Group 1 reserves crashing there going into Parabolica, the last corner of this track. I think Yuki just gave him too much of a squeeze.
I agree. Yeah, that was a bit too much from Yuki.
The 2 AlphaTauris and Optics and Santos all going out for the battle of the 5th row of P10 going into turn 1.
Not Sir Vapors just spun off.
I think there will be a safety car. Yep, there's a VSC. Yeah, Husky's got quite lucky with that VSC. He literally, on the exits, just put too much power down and just spun straight in front of his teammate, Breakfast King. But, hey, Senna, look at him. He's up in P8. He passed his teammate.
He did. He's up to 8th position. That is perfect for him. Gets him in the mix, and he's the 3rd driver in the top 10 on the medium compound tires.
Yeah, that was an excellent start from A-Senna, making up 9 positions, alongside JCK as well, making up 9 positions. Luke in the Williams making up 1, with Envy going down 1. Alex as well going up 2, but unfortunately with Envy's 5-second time penalty, which I think is a bit unfair on his behalf, being as he got punted on the rear into turn 1, making him have to take the curb exit, not even the escape road, and he gained too much time going out of there. Maybe he had to slow down a little bit more, just let the back of the grid catch up a little bit more.
Yeah, I think the VSC is good. That puts us kind of like in a moment to kind of pause and reflect of what's just happened, and then move on after all of that. Unfortunate to see Robin and Yuki making contact there. They will both get damage. Also, Vincenski was affected by that, and then Husky and Breakfast King as well affected in that little battle that they had there that unfortunately I think had damage as well. Unfortunate to see that. But Big Baguette is trying to go around the outside of JCK. Good move from the Alpine. The two teammates that were in Bahrain, they were teammates at Ferrari, are now P6 and P7. A-Senna trying to get up onto JCK as well, trying to get ahead of the Ferrari driver very soon. Let's see if he can do so. He's closing up on the Ferrari, and he's got his teammate 1.5 seconds behind, Not Sir Vapor. As Santo is going to try and make a move on Optics as well. McLaren are currently P11 and P13. Not having the best of days right now, but Santos trying to get into the points for McLaren, which would be great to see.
Yeah, I mean, after that sprint race from the two McLaren drivers, I don't think that was the best of what they could have actually achieved in that session. But again, this battle for P4 is looking very spicy. Luke Tourette pulling out. Oh wait, no, Baguette is pulled away from GCK and is probably going to get a move down on Luke onto turn 1 through the DRS assistance. As Luke's already, again, it's just under a second away from Alex's DRS, which is very unfortunate for him. Let's see what Luke has to respond with.
Well, here comes Big Baguette. He's going to try and go to the inside line. Meanwhile, we also have Beast and Envy side by side as well. Looks like Baguette is going to go down the inside on Luke. Luke trying to fight this one back, but Baguette gets ahead and is up into P6. JCK is now going to try and make the move as well. Oh, he spins off! JCK in the wall, he's spinning around and around and around. I think he just got too much on the grass, too much on the power, possibly spun the car around, and he is down to P9. Not the greatest day for Ferrari so far.
Yeah, that was a bit of too much power for him, as he is now dropped out of the session, which is very unfortunate. But
yeah, that is unfortunate for the Ferrari driver. It is what it is. We'll move on to the next one. Of course, it is hard to see a driver leave the session or retire, of course, but they'll come back at the next one. JCK will definitely come back at Brazil.
Santos out. He spun.
Oh, no!
Out of the exit second left was. He's done exactly what A-Senna did in the sprint qualifying. That's going to cause a safety car, and this is going to play in favour massively for the soft compound tyre runners.
Absolutely. They're now going to pit, and most likely are going to come out where they basically were. So Mercedes most likely going to pit their drivers. Worried Cloud into the pit lane. What does Danny do? He comes into the pit lane as well. Double stack up Mercedes. Let's see how this works out. The gap is pretty good, so let's see if Mercedes are able to do this. Worried Cloud onto the mediums, and there goes the Mercedes driver. What about Danny now? Danny into the pit lane. That's a pretty good stop.
This is played brilliantly for any of the soft compound tyre runners, especially Envy. Because I don't know if you just noticed, but Envy took a 5-second penalty there for speeding in the pit lane. So that essentially wipes out his penalty, because he got one for cutting a corner, and then he got one for speeding. That speeding one will still count, but now he's cancelled it out probably, because that other one might be disabled. That other 5-second penalty. So he's in a very good position for that safety car.
Interesting. Now this is going to be that's actually good for Envy, because now that puts him back into the hunt now, and he doesn't have to worry about that penalty anymore. So the safety cars really helped him out. And actually, what's great is that the safety cars really helped out everyone besides the drivers that were on the medium compound tires, like Beast, A-Senna, Optics, Husky. All those drivers stay out, as well as Flea as well in the McLaren. He's up to P4. Yeah, this is kind of interesting, because this also brings back all the rest of the drivers that had a difficult start to the Grand Prix. So that would be Breakfast Keen, Yuki, Mango, Vincenski, Robin. All those guys, they've kind of been elevated back up into the battle. So this is good for those guys, and it kind of resets the race and puts us back into the action as we head into the final remaining laps of the Italian Grand Prix.
Yeah, I think the main three that I'm looking at now is actually Danny, Luke, and Robin, all on the hard compound tyres. These should easily make it to the end of the race. If they can stick with these medium compound runners, they could be forced onto a two-stop from the pressure of the tyres, and especially on this track, it's quite a high tyre wear track, especially because of the fast corners. So you never know, this may commit all the early stoppers into a two-stop as Flea now pulls into the pit lane alongside Optics.
Interesting. So they have decided to come into the pit lane. Maybe did they miss the pit, or maybe they thought that a strategy was good and then they changed their minds halfway through the lap. Was that the case, or?
Nah, I think they both had front wing damage.
Oh.
So I don't know what that was from, but they both had damage. So this is committing Optics to the two-stop. So maybe he could go soft back onto the mediums, which could be the best strategy for him at the moment. But he will be the fastest car alongside JCK and maybe Flea on the circuit at the moment, on those fresh off compound tyres. We'll see some blistering laps, especially from JCK, as he wants to put those. He needs to get up the grid. He needs first 4 laps. JCK needs to get up to P10. Otherwise, he's going to be caught in the DRS train. That's the worst thing you can be caught in.
Well, I think JCK left the session, so unless he rejoined I didn't see.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Unless he's trying to get back in, I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah, I think he's actually. I don't think he left on purpose. I think he's disconnected.
Oh no. I wonder if there's a way we can send him an invite. Do you think you could send him an invite if you could?
Yes, I can. Yeah, I'll do that now, just in case he's actually trying to get back in.
Awesome, thank you very much. Yeah, we just want to make sure everyone's back into the session, so that would be hugely appreciated. Thank you very much. So, as we head into the race, it looks like the safety car most likely could come in the next lap, unless it's going to come in. Oh, Beast is having a little bit of lag there. Unless, if the McLaren catches up, the safety car might go in this lap unexpectedly. Let's find out. And it looks like the safety car will be staying out for another lap. So, that's the Alpine out. That's the Alpine of Yek that has just retired from the Italian Grand Prix. Super unfortunate to see that. Flea now comes into the pit lane. I wonder if there's contact with Flea and the Alpine. Flea gets a 5-second time penalty. Let's find out if he's pitting for wing damage. No, it is for the medium compound tires. The McLaren driver comes into the pit lane in 17th currently, and he's going to pit for the mediums, and he has a 5-second penalty for speeding the pit lane, which is going to affect things. The safety car should be going in this lap, even if Flea's unable to catch up to the field, because it can only stay out for a number of 2 laps or so. So that's how that works out. But Worried Cloud, P3, on the medium compound tires. Worried Cloud's got a really good shot at winning this one, and Danny too. Danny's on the hard compound tires, so he could be in the opportunity to do so as well. And also Big Baguette. Big Baguette is on the medium compound tires, and we know how quick he was from the sprint qualifying. So this could be very interesting.
Yeah, and obviously splitting them to, well, in between Big Baguette and Worried Cloud, both on similar tyre wear, is Danny Stillers. And if he can keep it behind and play the team game, Worried Cloud is in a very, very good position to win this race. And that's hoping if he can make it to the end on these medium compound tyres.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. This is going to be very interesting. The safety car is coming in this lap. If Worried Cloud can get past Ace Senna and Alex Beast in the Haas, we'll see what happens. If he can do that, that'll be very good for him. Also, I think we saw a comment that came in through the Discord server that said a lot of people got, or actually no, it was through the YouTube, that a lot of people forgot setups. So I wonder if that's why some drivers are struggling to maybe keep it on track with the understeer and stuff like that. Maybe they have some not the greatest setups. Not exactly sure, but that's how that works. So now the question is, where will Beast go?
I think Beast's option is obviously just to hold it down the inside the whole track, maybe try and weave a little bit, but again, they're gonna box him in. Ace and Worried Cloud with an excellent restart, tucking into the slipstream valley piece. Is he gonna go for the inside? Yes, he is. Alex doesn't defend the inside, defends outside of Ace Senna, which is a bit of a weird line to take, but Worried Cloud goes too deep and has to take the curb. I think that might have given Alex wing damage. I'm not too sure. I don't think he has. Yeah, he's just got away with it. But that might be the smallest bit. And over time, that will start to affect it. Husky is off the track. I don't know what happened to him. But...
oh, the two race leaders go side by side. Causes a little bit of chaos towards the back. Ascena up to third. Yuki up to third. That was good. Not Sir Vapor down to fifth. But Worried Cloud takes the lead of the Grand Prix. Beast is down to fourth position. Is that a Ferrari of Mix Mango? They're going 3 wide. They're going 3 wide. No, there's just a little bit of glitch. Never mind. It's just a little bit of a glitch there. As Yuki sending it on Ascena. Good move from the Haas driver. Moves himself up into second place and might get P1 because Worried Cloud's off the track. Worried Cloud off the track, and Ascena is now up to second position. But keep an eye, well, Yuki is now into the race lead. He does have to pit again because he is on those fresh new soft compound tires, so no wonder he is flying through the field. He is going to have to pit again eventually.
Yeah, Ascena had a great restart there. I actually think he's going to be faster than Yuki in front, being as those medium tires have had a lot, 3 more laps to wear in, but Yuki's... I think he's on the wrong strategy here, unless he can hold it out for the medium tyres. Oh, there goes Worried spinning, but luckily Alex pushes him back on forwards. That was very lucky from Worried Cloud. Very lucky.
Yeah, very lucky. I'm surprised to see that. But we continue on as Mix Mango down the inside of Not Sir Vapor. One's going to have to yield here. And it is not Sir Vapor that yields. It is the Ferrari. Oh, a little bit of contact. What's going on here? A little bit of glitching going on between the two drivers as they're inside each other right now as the Red Bull is ghosted. But it looks like non-Sir Vapor is going to get ahead. I have no idea what's going on here. Oh, Mix Mango!
He's still in, though. He's still in. But he's... It's that corner that they exit the second Lesmo. It's getting everyone.
It is. Turn 6. It's that second Lesmo, like you mentioned. It really is getting everyone. It's affecting everyone's race. As that is a yellow flag. What's going on here? Is it one of the Ferraris? Might be Mix Mango. Not exactly sure. But yeah, that corner each time. It's really affecting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Danny!
Danny's around. Oh. That could be wing damage. I think that is wing damage. If not, he's very lucky to not. No, he doesn't have wing damage. Very lucky. But Big Baguette's obviously he's going to make a move on Vincenzi. Vincenzi goes to try and make... Oh, and they go free abreast. Free abreast into turn 1. That was very clean from actually all 3 drivers. Big Baguette, Vincenzi, and Danny Sillers all the way down to P10. Making a very unfortunate restart on that safety car. With Big Baguette holding the inside, trying to tuck into the slipstream of Danny Stillers. Trying to prevent Vincenzi making any move, which he does perfectly. But Danny Stiller gets a really bad exit and concedes 3 positions to Big Baguette, Vincenzi, and JCK, who's disconnected from the session.
Gotta say, that moment at turn 1 was very well thought out between the 3 drivers. They were side by side between 3 different drivers. That is very incredible to see. As Optics moves himself up into 6th position, Luke 2 Red is down to 7th place. Looks like they're kind of lifting and coasting through that particular section. Maybe to do with the loss of the no setup. I'm not exactly sure if that's the case, but yeah, there was a nice battle there between Big Baguette, Vincenzi, and Danny Stillers, as all 3 were side by side throughout turn 1. And it was very clean to see, very great to see. So anyway, moving on, we got Beast going in for on Worried Cloud. Worried Cloud trying to defend the inside line. He's going to try and go around the outside of Beast. He keeps ahead. Good move. Good move from Worried Cloud. Beast is going to look to come back, though. Didn't get the best of exits off of that particular section. That's Mix Mango out.
Yeah, I think Ascari.
Oh, my.
Yeah. The exit. But
This
I think
track.
now we'll start to see the difference of the Group 1 and Group 2 tire drivers with Ascena and Yuki. Yuki on old softs is still pulling away from Ascena, who's on 11 lap mediums, which should actually be lower percent tire wear and should be faster. But I think it'd be interesting to see if Alex Beast can get past Worried Cloud and maybe Asena to hold them up so Yuki can get a free pit stop later in the race.
It's possible.
He's actually been on the medium compound tyre already, so he can go on to another set of softs if he hangs it out long enough.
Oh, it could be Yuki actually winning this one. It might be Yuki. We'll see. As Breakfast King has just made the move on Luke to red, the AlphaTauri driver who took pole position in the one-shot qualifying is up to 7th position. He's had a very difficult race today, as it looks like there was a few incidents that he was kind of caught in, unfortunately. But it looks like it wasn't his fault. But we move on. He's back up to P7 and looking to get back into the action now and trying to close up to optics. Luke 2 Red still trying to make the... Oh! A little bit of slide from the Williams driver there. He gets back on track and doesn't lose too much time to his rival ahead.
Yeah, Luke 2 Red and Robin looking in very comfortable positions because those tyres can easily make it to the end of the race. So it's just going to see, why is it... Oh, safety car. What's happened?
Oh. Envy.
Oh, Envy. On the exit of Ascari?
Yeah, I think it is.
That's very far down at Ascari. So I don't know whether he's just spun, he's gone too fast, or we'll see. His car's despawned, or to see what Yuki can see. Yeah, that's another full safety car, and this is played perfectly for Senna. Senna can pit now, and if he goes onto the hard compound tyres, he can make it easily to the end, and Yuki as well, because Yuki has to pit again. Which, yeah, he's going to take it easily and probably go onto the mediums.
Yeah, Yuki will most likely pit onto the mediums, but like you mentioned, this is absolutely perfect for Senna, who is going to come into the pit lane and most likely pit onto the softs. And I do believe it is softs for the Red Bull driver. Yes, it is. What does Yuki go for? It is softs as well. Interesting.
I don't know how long they can last. The strategy says 11 to 13 laps. So maybe Yuki's actually done this very well. He's planned the safety car laps. So you're saying about 10 laps now on the soft compound tyres, which is it is doable. It's not. Yeah, it is possible. For all these soft compound runners now, it could be very tight between them all.
Yes, this is going to be interesting. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if this will play perfectly into the soft runner's hands. I think it might. I mean, the Haas's and the Red Bulls have all pit onto the soft compound tires, where everyone else is on the mediums and the hard. So Haas and Red Bull going for something interesting here. Yuki and Beast, both on the softs, and Asena and Notzer Vapor on the softs as well. And the two drivers that have stayed out is Worry Cloud and Big Baguette. Now, can they hold off the charging Haas's and charging Red Bulls? We'll find out.
Yeah, they have, 13 laps to go, so probably about, 10 more racing laps. Maybe 11. So you're saying 18 laps on those medium compound tyres. Again, that is possible, but they have to save tyres. And I think these other drivers from P7 all the way down to P14 on the medium and the one hard Breakfast King on that hard compound tyre, any of them could be in it as well, because especially Luke, with his consistency, and Robin's been fairly consistent. I think they'll have blistering pace towards the end of the session.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, this is going to be a very interesting second half of the race, really. I mean, everyone's going to be pushing as hard as possible as they kind of have a reset. They can calm down and kind of focus on just getting the max amount of points. For Asena, the championship hopes are still alive. Currently P4. If he takes second or first, I think he should be able to still be in contention for the championship. But he needs points today. He needs a lot of points.
Yeah, it's not helpful as well that Vapor's not as high as him. It'd be very helpful if he was in front of Yuki to slow him down and force the move for Asena or on Yuki. But again, he's on the soft compound tyres as well, so maybe we'll see a bit of teammate conflict between if Vapor can make the move on Beast.
Absolutely, let's find out. But yeah, I think that would be best if Vapor was able to get ahead of Yuki. If he was ahead of Yuki, that would really help out Red Bull here and try and get Senna up into third position and then start chasing after Big Baguette and Worry Cloud. But who knows? Anything can happen. We have seen it. So much stuff has happened in today's race. Yeah, I guess we just have to wait and see what happens as we head into the final remaining laps of the Italian Grand Prix here in round 9 of Group 2 of LSR. Worry Cloud will start off the second safety car of the day, if I'm not mistaken. And I gotta say, go ahead. Go.
Yeah, no, I think that might be 3 safety cars actually. Yeah,
really?
We had one in the sprint.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that. Yeah, so this will be the third safety car. So Worry Cloud will lead away. It looks like the safety car won't be coming in this lap though. We'll stay out for another lap. Worry Cloud in the pits.
Yeah, that's a very late call from Worry Cloud, but again, if his pace is good, it can hold out. If he's either listening to the stream or he wants to serve his penalty. He's doing one of the two. So maybe he's listened and he wants to go onto the soft compound tyre now. And he's going to be one of the fastest on the track. He will be the fastest.
Yeah, this will be good for Worry Cloud. He's going to pit, and he's going to go on the soft tires. Flea as well, but it is quite late. It is very late from the Mercedes driver. That does help him out to get rid of that penalty, which is good, but it is a little difficult for him to come back through the field. He's going to be starting 14th in this race. So, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. We'll see.
Yeah, I still think this is in perfect hands for the medium compound runners, especially the newer medium compound runners, because I just can't see the softs over time. But when the softs get about 8 laps old, they start getting slower. But in eight laps time, we're talking lap 24, and I just don't think is that enough time for Optics to overtake those 4 drivers, and maybe Big Baguette if he can hold it out for those 11 laps.
Yeah, this will be interesting. We don't know what's going to happen, but yeah, I think you're right. I think the medium compound runners are going to be benefiting from that. Like you mentioned, the newer medium compound runners. So that would be like Optics, Luke 2 Red, Vincenski, Robin, all those guys. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think for the soft runners, they have to make sure that they conserve those tires as much as possible, because really anything can happen. They got to make sure that they don't have too much understeer that goes into the gravel or whatever, because this track you need a lot of speed through the corners. It is a very difficult track, especially through like Ascari and stuff like that. So we're just waiting for Big Baguette to start off the third safety car of today, and he goes now. A pretty good start for the Alpine, as there goes Beast on Ace Senna. A really good start from him, and he's going to try and go on his teammate as well. Ace Senna trying to get in the mix. Let's see what happens here. Monza Vapor a little further behind, as there goes Yuki on Big Baguette. Round the outside goes the Haas driver. Is he going to get ahead? And it's clean racing all the way. And it's actually 2 Haas's now into first and second now. Beast has now moved himself up into second. Ace Senna into third, trying to go around the outside of Big Baguette. Baguette's still there, though, as they're side by side coming down into turn 4. Keep it clean, as these guys got to go through a very difficult part of the track. Ace Senna gets ahead. Beast goes off track. Still remains in second, though, as it is now a Haas 1-2 here in Italy.
Yeah, that's not many things you hear often with a Haas 1-2.
Oh, no!
But I think
Monza Vapors just spun. Sorry to interrupt you there, but the Red Bull's off the track and down to P15.
Yeah, that's just very unfortunate. I think from the Red Bull driver, it's the less moss corners are really catching out these no traction control players. Oh, what a move from Senna on the exit of Ascari down the inside.
Did he do it? Oh my goodness, I didn't see that.
On the exit of Ascari, he went straight down the inside.
Oh, what a move from the Red Bull.
That was a brilliant move. But now we're just going to see Alex is going to have the slipstream and the overspeed all the way down into turn 1. We just have to see the difference between, to get two seconds already between second and Yuki. It's just these Group 1 drivers are just have such more superior pace to the Group 2s.
And we may do something, since this is the last race of the season. They may not be able, they may get those points, but they may not those drivers from Group 2 might get promoted, so it could be A Senna and P1 at the end of this. We won't know during the commentary, but we'll have to take a look at this, because I think there was a few things that we weren't able to discuss before the race. We didn't have a lot of time to discuss it all, but those Group 1 drivers might be able to still score points, but they'll be set into a different championship. They'll be set into the reserve championship, and then the Group 2 drivers might get promoted just for the last 2 races, but we have to take a look at that. We may do something like that just because it is the final 2 races of the championship, and because Group 1 drivers are coming into this, that could affect the race, and of course we don't want that.
Yeah, it'd be very unfair. People with such pace like Yuki are just going to ruin Senna's championship chances, especially when we can have such an exciting last race of the season at Brazil. I think it'd be wise for Yuki to either let Senna past, or just discard him from the race. Well, not discard, but obviously count the points, but let Senna have his 25 as well.
Yes, that is probably what's going to happen. I think that's the best situation, because of course we want to make sure that the Group 2 drivers get the points that they basically finish in, and of course Group 1 drivers are all going towards Group 1. So that's kind of how that works out. We'll discuss that at the end of the race with all the admins and the owners, and try and come out with a perfect solution for all of that. That's beneficial for everyone. So anyway, in this race, we're now entering lap 19. The 2 Mercedes are having a good race right now. Worry Cloud up to 7th already. He's making some moves. Great to see that.
Yeah, both of these drivers, especially the Mercedes drivers, they're going to have very good pace towards the end, especially Danny, because he's on the medium compound tyres with Worried on the soft. So it could be a good idea with Worried to go up in front now, maybe to get past a couple of drivers, especially when he's got 3 medium compound drivers in front of him. Just to get in front of him, slow him down a bit, Danny would be able to get promoted. And then again, if he gets promoted all the way up to those positions, when those mediums wear in a bit more, then he could be on the podium, especially because Yuki's points won't count.
Yeah, it's definitely possible. Oh, Vincenski out of the race. Oh, that's Worry Cloud down the inside and spinning off. That was a little too late, but a safety car's been called out, so that'll help him to get back into the battle there. And safety car's been called out because Vincenski is out of the race.
Yeah, this is massively help Baguette and any of those medium compound tyre runners. Again, the front 3 have gone past the pit lane when that safety car got pulled out. So anyone who can pit onto a new fresh set of soft compound tyre would be so helpful, like Vapor, Danny Stiller, Husky, Optics, Baguette. Any one of them would just be so much beneficial to get on a fresh set of softs for the end of the race.
Yeah, that would be really good. We'll see what happens, maybe that'll help them out. Maybe give them the opportunity to get up there. Pretty much everyone is on the softs besides Luke 2 Red and JCK, who's currently not in the Grand Prix. So it's just basically Luke 2 Red on the mediums.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, this is the last safety car now that we can have at the race. So I think this is our 3rd safety car of this race, of this 50%.
Yeah,
so
3rd safety car.
We can't get any more. So even if there's a crash, it's just going to be all out in the end. Yeah,
this is going to be interesting. We will just get the 5 or 6 remaining laps of the race, probably around 5 or 6, as Yuki comes into the pit lane. Now, this would be good to see what happens here. Is A Senna going to come in the pit lane? Yes, he is. Interesting.
Yeah, I don't think that's wise from Senna.
Yeah,
but again, he's only going to come out. He won't come out too far down. Let's see if he can make it out past Flea. I think this would be the main thing. Yeah, I don't think he is. No. Let's see if Yuki will. If Yuki will, this will be very helpful.
He's not. Flea's going to take the lead.
No, he's just behind Worry Cloud. So, again, this could turn the tides massively. Because the soft compound tyres wear at such a rate, and I think anyone could win this.
Really, anyone can.
Yeah. Especially, if Flea plays his cards right, he could win this. He could.
He absolutely could. Yeah, all he has to do is make sure he keeps consistent and keeps ahead of those drivers. Worry Cloud has been very quick. We've seen some great pace from him. He's going to move up to 2nd position. There's that lapped car. I think that could affect racing here. JCK who's going to be passed by a few drivers there. They shouldn't get penalties, so that'll be good. JCK's down to P5, or that AI, of course. So that should be okay. And everyone will be able to move into their respected positions there due to that lapped car.
Yeah, anyway, this is the thing now. It's anyone's race, especially ASN or Yuki. I think this is going to be the main battle that we're going to see off the start. If ASN can make a deciding move, it really could, especially if Yuki's points won't count.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, this really is anyone race. You know, I definitely have to agree with you. Anyone can do this. Flea could do this. Worry Cloud could do this. Yuki could do this. Asena could do this. Big Baguette could do this. And anyone really can. I mean, they're all on kind of back and forth softs. They're all kind of on pretty much new soft compound tires. So this is going to be really interesting to see how this works out. One more lap of the safety car, viewers, and then we'll get the racing underway. We'll get everyone back into this race. 14 drivers remain of this Italian Grand Prix. This track can be quite difficult. I think it is a very difficult track. While it is a lot of straights and stuff like that, there is a lot of difficult corners for around here. The chicane is very difficult. The Ascari chicane is also a very difficult part of the track. Turn 1 and 2 to get that braking all the way like good, and then also the second Lesmo, turn 6. You don't want to get too much on the power there. You can spin the car and end your race like many different other drivers. But yeah, this is a very difficult track, but it's proving to test the drivers as we come into the few laps remaining of the Grand Prix, and we're coming into the final couple of races that are really difficult, but also incredibly fun as well. The Italian Grand Prix is a very fun track. Monza, of course it is. And then we move into Interlagos for the final round, which of course everyone knows is a very awesome track.
Yeah, I think Brazil will be a very exciting last track of the season, especially when we can get a deciding championship winner by 1 point. But again, Asena it's still possible. He could take championship lead after this race now, especially when he's on those tyres.
Yeah, he's down in 4th right now. Currently, he needs 26 points to lead the championship. He will be tied on points with Elian coming into the championship. We're into the final round of the season. Currently, Yuki has the fastest lap of 122.2. But yeah, this could affect everything.
Yeah, I think this is going to be very hard for Senna to get the fastest lap, being it's over a second faster than Senna's fastest lap. So yeah, I think this will be very difficult for him.
Well, let's right on board with the McLaren. Flea is going to go now, I think. Yeah, he got actually a really good start off of Worry Cloud. Yuki goes very wide there. I'm not sure what happened there. He's going to tuck right behind the Mercedes driver. Asena trying to get in the mix as well. I think Yuki's going to try and go for it on Worry Cloud. Worry Cloud trying to defend the inside line. Asena going for it as well. Yuki's still there. Oh, contact! No! There's contact there.
Yeah, I think Worry Cloud just got a bit too eager there in the mid corner of that chicane, and he just took out the rear left of Flea, and it's just spun him around. And it's helped Yuki massively because he's got a gap now, 1.5, nearly 2 seconds already. Too worried, and Asena is all the way down in P5. He's lost what, 4 positions into this, and Luke 2 Red seems to have spun on the exit of the first Lesmo that they get. These Lesmo corners are absolutely lethal for these no-TC drivers.
Yeah, they are. Those Lesmos are really, really difficult. And of course, this is the first time these drivers are driving this track, so there's going to be mistakes every once in a while in this league, of course. And yeah, I guess we'll move on from that. So Worry Cloud moves up to 2nd. Big Baguette into 3rd. Asena has to make the move here if this is going to be the championship for him, if he's going to be in contention for that championship with Ellie and Bayan. So Asena trying to go with Big Baguette. Big Baguette's going to try and make the move on Worry Cloud, as that's the Williams of Robin spinning around at the exit of the last turn at Parabolica. There goes Big Baguette down the inside on Worry Cloud, makes the move, and a good move from the Alpine driver, as it looks like Beast will move into 4th. ahead of Ace Senna. Ace Senna down to 5th now. He has to make sure that he gets a good position here in today's race.
Yeah, these two Red Bull drivers seem to be communicating with each other. I see Vapor tucking into the slipstream and just shifting up a gear a bit earlier than the Max Red needed, because he just wants to stick back a little bit, let his teammate go out front and maybe slip through when he's making the overtake.
Yes, this will be interesting. This will be very interesting to see how this works out. And yeah, the Red Bulls are working really well together. It is great to see that Ace Senna is the driver kind of to take this one since he is battling for the championship. Ace Senna is looking for the move. He's not going to do it because he knows that there's not enough space there. So good move, good defense. Says Beast didn't get the perfect exit. So now here comes Ace Senna right in the back of the Haas. He's looking for the move to the left. Trying to go for it, but I think he's trying to stick behind so he can get the DRS and try and make the move on Beast. Beast goes very wide. This is going to help out Ace Senna more as he's trying to go side by side with the Haas, and we'll have the power of the DRS and the slipstream of the Haas to go and make the move. Let's see if he can do it. He's gaining time. He's gaining time. He's going to go for the move to the left-hand side of the track. And actually, no DRS enabled. No DRS enabled. Sorry, I forgot about that. That the safety car came out, so DRS should be enabled next lap, I think.
Nah, it got detected. It came out this lap, but because the detection zone is actually before the start-finish straight, they don't get DRS on that straight. So now they'll have DRS going into Sector 2 just before Ascari.
Gotcha. Thank you so much for clearing that up. Very interesting. But yeah, now Ace Senna is going to be right in the back, and now he's going to be chasing after these guys. So this will be great to see. Worry Cloud is now into 3rd position. So that's not going to help out Ace Senna, because Ace Senna, Beast is going to have the DRS, and Ace Senna is going to be sticking a little bit further behind. Beast is going to try and go for it on Worry Cloud. Backs off. He knows there's not enough space, but he gets a penalty in the process. And remember, Ace Senna doesn't have any penalties. These two ahead have penalties, so currently Ace Senna will end up in P2, and if Yuki, if his position gets taken off, and of course if he gets the points, but you know all that situation, then Ace Senna could be P2 at the end of this.
Yeah, Baguette though is taking a very consistent race so far from that safety car, as he's on similar tyre wear to anyone in front of him. But Worry Cloud on 9-lap old softs seems to be slowing down a bit now, as Ace Senna looks for the move down inside into turn 1. Worry Cloud clips the curve too much, and his rear end's just too loose. This could be to the lack of maybe a poor setup, or the fact that he doesn't have one on. Because he seems to be lacking on straight line speed compared to Ace Senna a little bit. Maybe there's too much drag going over the car.
It's possible. It is very much possible. We'll see if that's the case. Maybe he can let us know if he's got a setup on, or maybe that setup is more focused on higher downforce. And for here, you want a little bit more lower downforce due to the long straights for around here. Yeah, he is struggling on the power, though, compared to Ace Senna. Ace Senna, I think he's going to go for it. He has to go for it as he enters the final lap. So he's trying to go for the move on Worry Cloud. Worry Cloud's still got some speed, though. So Ace Senna's going to have to stick behind. He cannot make the move on the Mercedes driver for now.
Yeah, I mean, any points that Senna can pick up now is just crucial. I don't think he's looking for a race win now. I just think he's looking to get onto the podium and call it there. I think even if he can say a race win and the fastest lap at Brazil is still possible. It's not impossible. And then you're relying on his championship rival to get no points. But here they go 3 abreast. Going into turn 1, the two Red Bulls squeezing the Mercedes either side like a sandwich, and Ace and a Sales on the outside. Vapor maybe giving him a bit more respect than need be, being as their teammate. And both Red Bulls make a lovely move on that Black Arrow.
That was very clean, very good by the Red Bull drivers. They kept it clean, made sure that they got past Worry Cloud. Both of them did. So that was perfect. This is really working out for Red Bull right now. They need good points in today's race, and this would be really good. And Monza Vapor knows that Ace Senna is battling for that championship. And yeah, I don't know how this is going to work out. I think Ace Senna should be ending up in P3, and I think Monza Vapor should be ending up in P5, I think, with Alexis Beast's penalty. Not exactly sure how that's going to work out. Currently it's a Haas 1-2, but I don't think it's going to end up like that. I think it will be Yuki winning this one out. So the Haas drivers coming around the final corners. Oh, Big Baguette's just got a penalty.
Yeah, it depend. What's thingy's penalties like?
3 seconds for both of them.
These directions. So maybe he's just gonna miss out. Oh wait, no, he's not. Wait, no way. Hang on. Senna could still be... Yes!
Oh!
Wait, if Yuki's points don't count, that's a race win for Senna.
Yeah, that is a race win for Senna. If Yuki's points don't count, that's P1 for the Red Bull driver. Yuki wins the Grand Prix, but if his points don't count, since he is like a reserve Group 1 kind of driver, Senna might be winning this Grand Prix.
And if his points don't count, that means Senna is in the lead of the championship. Because he's 1 point, and 1 point fastest lap won't count. And
Let's
it's dependent
go.
on, I'm guessing, who got the next fastest lap. Which will be, it's not Senna. It is Optics.
Optics?
Oh, no, is it Optics? It's either Optics or someone lower down like Luke or JCK.
Well, if this is the case, that Senna is P1 at this means that we have the front two separated by 1 point in the championship. 1 point as we head into the final race at Brazil. This is going to be interesting. I cannot wait. Whatever happens, congrats to the podium finishers. Congrats to Yuki on the win. He will score those points for the reserve team. I think Senna might be promoted to P1 just because of that sort of thing, but we'll get some more confirmation on that. Currently, he's P2 in the race. Also, congrats to Alexis Beast in the Haas. His first podium in LSR. Congrats to him. Really well done on today's race. He did a very good job. Great points for the Haas team today. That was really great to see Haas there. So it is Yuki currently in P1 from 20th on the grid to 1st. That is a very good job by him. He also got fastest lap, so the full 26 points. But things could change after the admins and owners discuss what's just happened. It is Senna currently in P2 with Beast in P3, Big Baguette in P4, Optics in P5, Danny in P6, Not Serve Vapor in P7, Worry Cloud in P8, Husky in P9, and Breakfast King in P10, rounding off the top 10. Mercedes, AlphaTauri, Red Bull all scored some decent points. Same with Haas as well. And it is also the Alpine of Big Baguette and the Alfa Romeo of Optics that scored some really good points as well for their respective teams. But that's going to be the end of the Italian Grand Prix. What an exciting race that truly was. Just give us all your thoughts before we sign off.
Yeah, again, this is probably one of the most exciting races I've seen so far, with Senna making an excellent drive from P17 all the way up to P2, potentially P1 points there. But again, if we're looking on the fastest lap wise, Robin is going to take that fastest lap point. But again, he won't take that point, being as he will be in P14 outside the top 10 requirement to take that point.
Well, I'm also hearing that Yuki might be getting a penalty for the collision with Robin at the very start of the Grand Prix. So if that's the case, he might be getting that position taken off. I don't know what's going to happen there. So just quickly wanted to inform you on that.
Yeah, it could go any driver's way still between Yuki or Senna. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one.
Yes, we will. We'll find out more information, and viewers, we will give all the information that we have on that and what exactly is going to happen down in the or in the Discord server. We'll let you know on all that sort of thing. But I think that is going to be it from the Italian Grand Prix. Before we sign off, is there any last words you want to say before we round this one off?
No, I think that's about everything. I just want to say good race for everyone, and thank you very much, Broom, for taking this commentary box with me.
Yeah, not a problem. It was great to commentate with you, and hope to be doing it in the future, and hope to be seeing you commentating on LSR in the future as well. So thank you very much for commentating, and have a great rest of your day. So, viewers, thank you very much for watching the commentary for the Group 2 race here in Italy. It was a very entertaining Grand Prix. A lot of stuff happened. We had a lot of overtakings. We have like 3 different drivers going side by side throughout different parts of the Grand Prix, which is great to see. So I think that just explains how good of the race we really did have. It truly was incredible to witness. So I hope you all enjoyed that one. If you are new to the LSR channel and want to see more Group 2 content and just LSR content in general, subscribe to see all of that. Like this video if you enjoyed the commentary. That would be hugely appreciated to us. Also, if you want to join the LSR league, definitely go down in the description down below and click the link that is there, and you will join the server, and you can comment contact the owners or the admins, and you can get some more information on becoming a driver, becoming a commentator, or just being part of our community itself. So, just real quickly, guys, in 2 weeks' time, you can join us for the finale of Season 1 in Group 2 to find out who will become champion in LSR. It is going to be an exciting journey. It has been an exciting season, and we'll see you for Round 10 in Brazil in 2 weeks' time. So thank you very much for watching. I'm Formula Jonah, that's Charlie, and we're signing off from LSR today. See you all in the next one. Goodbye.